The AV integration market here in India is evolving, and I'm joined here today by Devan from Cosmos Business Machines to discuss this ever-changing market. Devan, everything's changing right now. We're seeing changes in the way that people are interacting with technology and the things that people are really interested in engaging with. Tell me about some of the trends that you've seen in the Indian market. What change are you seeing, especially in the world of hospitality, because that's seen a really prolific amount of change recently, hasn't it?
Yes, so hospitality industry is changing big time in India because the aspiring class of people, they have more incomes and they have more money to spend and they like to explore more locations and stuff. So the hospitality industry is completely changing now. You have more hotels coming up, more events happening, more shows happening. So that's a market which is exponentially growing.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see that because it's something we're seeing globally as well, but this is quite a big shift for the Indian market in particular. You're no stranger to working in this region. Tell me a bit about the work that you've been doing here. What verticals are you seeing growth in and what are the opportunities for integrators in India?
Yeah. So the AV industry or AV system integration industry piggy rides on the infrastructure business. And there is a lot of push from the government in terms of building infrastructure for the aspiring class of people, which comes in the form of airports, roads, metros, and what have you. And in all these segments, there are lots and lots of opportunities for AVSIs. Besides these core ones, I also find that places of worship, like temples, the religion itself has become a business in India. And then you also have museums, where they would like to remember the freedom fighters and so on. So they are making these big, large museums and stuff with projection mapping and active LEDs and audio walkthrough. So I find things are really rolling in India. There's lots and lots of opportunities.
Yeah, I think you touch on some really interesting points there, but it comes down to that fundamental aspect that people, no matter where they are in the region, are looking for more experiences. They want more experiential technology. They want to be able to go places and feel like it's an experience to remember, right? It's a market that's not standing still by any imagination. And the same is true for the skills that integrators need to adopt because we're seeing a more network-based industry, we're seeing cybersecurity become more prominent in the AV toolbox, and not to mention the impact of audiovisual technologies and AI, right? This is becoming a really big thing. How do you think the role of a systems integrator in India is going to evolve over the next few years? What are the challenges that are going to come up and what skills are you going to need to stay on top as an integrator in this region?
Right. So I think you said a few things, there was this fear earlier that, you had these OEMs coming with bundled solutions. So they had this product like all in a box, where they had the switching, the audio, the video conferencing, everything in a box. So there was this fear that AV integrators would go out of business because people would just use it as a plug and play. But far from it, what has happened with that is that there is more adoption of AV, not with just the large companies, but the mid-size and lower companies. And with AV, there are always issues. It's not as simple as, plug and play. So the business has actually grown and there is more adoption. And of course, the ease of integrating is probably, it's more user-friendly, more friendly for the integrators to execute projects. But the volume has, I would say, doubled, tripled over the years.
And that requires a certain level of flexibility and scalability that now isn't a want anymore, it's a demand, right?
Right. So demand, yes. My estimate is that by 2029, the Pro AV business in India would be about $11.3 billion. And it is expected by 2035 to almost touch like $20 billion. So my estimate is that there's an easy 20% CAGR every year, which is probably much bigger than the other businesses. So AV and infra are probably driving the GDP in India as of now.
And that's a very big claim to make. So it seems that there's ample opportunity for the integrators that are willing to seize it. Devon, thank you so much for your time.